Let's go. Welcome to On the Attack with Mack, a podcast meant to inspire, motivate, and even educate you to go out there and win in life. I'm your host, Cornell Mack, and your boy is geeked up because today we're going to be talking about leaf removals. It is leaf season, and I want to know, are you ready for leaf season? Today, I'm going to have a guest on here. My homie, John Piper, the owner of Seven Ways Lawn and Tree, is going to stop past the show so we can tell you about the best ways that we found to do leaf removals. We'll talk about the evolution of our equipment, and we will also tell you about our trucks, our trailers, what were our favorite ways to actually do leaf removals, and all of that jazz. So I'm excited to talk to you today, but you know how we start every show, and that is with the live viewer shout outs. And today's live viewer shout outs is brought to you by my homie Naylor Taliaferro with LCR Summit. LCR Summit is this October 20th and 21st, and you can sign up for LCR Summit at lcrsummit.com. Get down there. 2 days of workshops. One is for your business, whether you have a lawn care business or any other type of service business. They're going to give you best practices for things like route density, learning your numbers, and doing marketing and all of those good things on the first day. On the second day, it will be all about content creation and learning how to monetize all of those things on the content side. So I totally believe in it. I learned so much from this thing, and now I'm actually the MC of it for the second year running. So come down to Louisville, Kentucky. You're going to be at Equip Expo anyway. So come down here, invest into yourself, learn how to better yourself in your business, learn how to market yourself online through building your own brand and monetizing your social medias. We need a lot of income streams. And one of the ways you can do that is by learning how to monetize your social media since you're already going to be doing your business. Let's go. So get down to LCR Summit on October 20th and 21st and come hang out with your boy. Let's go. Hey, this week's motivational minute is let's get over here. We'll hit this. Live viewer shout outs. The live viewer shout outs. My bad. We got over here on Instagram, These Lawn Services, Mo Masters MD, Cat's Paw LLC. I joined his live, or not joined his live, but watched his live the other day. He was at the Texas Roadhouse eating with his family. Shout out to him. Cat's Paw LLC. Clark Williamson, the proud Cincinnati Bengals fan that just lost their quarterback, unfortunately, is in the building. We got Rowski Yard and Home in the building. What's going on with you? If you want to be shouted out on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you comment so that I know that you're here. But my man, Lithos Lawn Care is in the building. That's my homie Chris. He's in here. Penn Brothers Lawn and Landscaping. What's going on with you? Lawrence Talbert, how are you? Alpha Lawn Care Plus, who is a channel member, is in the building, and he just joined the Winning Life University meetup group for online meetups. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But that's who's all in here right now. Shout out to the live viewers. We're going to get to this week's motivational minute. And the motivational minute, listen. Ooh, I almost died right there. My goodness gracious. So this week's motivational minute is funny. I was at church this week. Pastor was talking about making the ask, like asking for the things that you want. And I didn't do that always. So this week's motivational minute is not necessarily about making the ask, but once you make the ask, what if it works out? Like, what if the thing that you dream of works out? What if every other time that something that you thought could work out, maybe it didn't work out, and or you didn't even start it, but what if this time those other times were just to get you here so that today you could hear this and you could start to think to your own self, what if this actually works out? The reason I thought about that was because I thought to myself, man, no one's going to listen to me if I put out a YouTube video. Who would want to watch me? I'm nobody. I'm just a guy from Pittsburgh. We ain't got no money. I don't have a lot of dope things. I'm running out of a storage unit right now. Why would anybody want to listen to me? And then one day I thought to myself, well, you know what? What if they actually did listen? What if someone did watch the video? What if they commented? Even if it was negative, what if that happened? To my surprise, 12,000 views happened on the very first video. I don't know how it happened, but maybe all of the times that I was telling myself that it couldn't happen, I had to do that so that one day I could get there and be like, no, what if it does work? So I ask you today, what is the thing that you've been thinking about doing, but you haven't because of fear, because people and what they might think, or because you failed in the past? What is that thing? Because I want to ask you today, what if it actually does work? Things are starting to work. I'm going on a trip tomorrow thanks to this social media stuff. And again, when I first started, I didn't think nobody would want to listen to me. And it's not that a lot of people are listening currently, but I know that I'm doing what I love doing now, talking to you each and every week. So I want to ask you one more time. What if the thing that you thought about that would really take you, your family, and everyone around you to the next level, if you only started, what if it works? What would your life be like? Where would you go? Who would you get to meet? What experiences would you get to feel? Whose life would you get to change? If the thing that you actually were dreaming about, you started it and it worked. I say you get started. Act on your dream now because I know personally from my own personal experience, and it's only happening on a small scale for me, but it is possible. So get out there and act on your dream. This week's Motivational Minute was brought to you by Equip Expo, which is going on October 22nd or October 21st through the 24th this year. It is down at Louisville, Kentucky. The code Mack50 will save you 50% on your Equip registration. Make sure that you go through the website to get the discounts on hotel rooms. We're about a month out now. Actually, as of today, we are a month out. So make sure you act on your hotel room now. Get your tickets if you haven't. You can use code MAC50 to save yourself 50% off your Equip registration. This is an event that absolutely changed my life. I would have no podcast, no YouTube channel, no Instagram page, no social medias, no connections with people like the LBCOG, Marcus Tate, or Lone Wolf Landscaping, or Ricky's Pro Lawn Service, or Cedric Still Cuts the Best, or Naylor Taliaferro, Paul Jameson, you name them. I have relationships with a whole lot of great people now, and it all started because of Equip Expo. So get down there to Louisville, Kentucky, man. Your leaf cleanups will be there, but these relationships and these opportunities that are here for you to have, but you got to be in a room to get them. A leaf cleanup might be $1,000. You might make $1 million relationship at an event like this. So I suggest you come down there. I know I'll be down there from Sunday to Friday, hanging out with everyone, taking pictures, doing all types of things, writing things, making videos, talking to people, everything. It's down there at Equip Expo, and it is amazing. Get down there. I want to see you down there. But that's the Motivational Minute this week. This week's winner of the week, I wanted to do something just a little different. Every time there's a winner of the week, it's always a person, a specific person, or NFL fans or something. But today, this week's winner of the week is all of the people who watch the show live every week. You make every show special. Every On the Attack with Mac is more and more special, from the people who are commenting in the comment section, the people who come in and go out real quick. I get to see that, and that gives me energy because I would do this if no one watched. But the fact that you do watch and that you do comment and that relationships are being created within the comment section that I know will be cultivated when we get to events like Equip Expo or the Winning Life Meetup down at Equip or any of the events that we throw here in Pittsburgh. But that's happening in the comment section of a show that I do live that people are now watching from all over the world, which is kind of cool when you really think about it. I want to thank you, our live viewers. Shout out you, our live viewers who watch each week because you are all winners and you make me feel like a winner because you grace me with your presence. So thank you so much. I can't thank you enough for showing up, for talking in the comment section, for asking questions, for staying engaged and helping me to stay engaged because if it wasn't for you watching, if it wasn't for your comments, if it wasn't for your emails and your DMs on Instagram or comments on TikTok or whatever, I truly, truly would not do this. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly appreciate the people who watch this thing live. And if you catch it later and you listen to it on the podcast or you see it on Instagram or you see it on YouTube as a video later, I appreciate you watching too. We do the show every Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. God willing, as long as I'm alive, I'm going to continue to do this because it is for you, the reason that I do this. So thank you again, all of my live viewers, and invite some people to come watch the show, to come be a part of the community that we're building here, this winning life community, because I know 30 years from now, however many shows that'll be, uh, I'm still going to be geeked up because hopefully you're here with me. So thank you again. Shout out to you. All right, last but certainly not least, we got to get to this week's word of the week. Every week, my homie Marcus Tate, the LBCOG, he sends me a word of the week to keep me energized. And that is why I'm able to come and talk to you on Monday nights because my homie is always hooking me up with something good that is going to be uplifting and I would say healing to the heart almost. Because Marcus Tate is a man of God, and that's another reason why we love him. But this week's word of the week is home. Wow, this one might make me cry. I don't know. We'll see. But this week's word of the week is home. For me, home extends past the physical structure. Home is the place of profound emotional comfort, safety, and belonging, where one can be fully oneself and rest and refuge and build lasting memories. A lot of people would love a nice big physical home. We should strive to have nice things. First, let's make sure our inner home has been built. Build a strong foundation. These are your core values and beliefs. Then you frame your home with love. Wow, that's powerful right there. You can love what you have if you don't love yourself. Finally, you need a roof, which is the protection for everything you have inside your home. Your roof is your mind. Your mindset keeps you focused on what you need to succeed and keeps anything out that doesn't need to get inside your home. Let's build our inner home so we can enjoy every moment we have in our physical home. And when he comes home, he calls together his friends and neighbors, saying to them, "Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep, which was lost." That is from Luke 15, verse 6 in the New King James Version of the Bible. Have a great week, Marcus Tate. Home. Man. Home. You know, I have this wonderful wife. I remember when we lived in apartments. I remember when we lived in the hood. I remember when we moved into this house. They were either ran down places or cookie cutter or looked like everything else until this girl, this woman came into my life and she made it a home. And now home is anywhere she goes. So shout out to the wives and the husbands, but specifically the wives, because they're home, at least for me. So that was dope, Marcus Tate. I appreciate that, bro. Wow. That was good. This week's Motivational Minute was brought to you by the Win in Life events. This year's 2025 Win in Life meetup at Equip Expo is going to be October 22nd from 6 to 9 p.m. Make sure you're there. It is going to be at Vernon Lanes, 1575 Story Avenue down there in Louisville, Kentucky from 6 to 9 p.m. Upstairs, we're going to have grab bags for the first 100 attendees. There will be food while supplies last, so get there early. We will also be having door prizes. Uh, I'll let you know how you win that when you get to the dag on event. Upstairs, we got 8 lanes of bowling. We gonna be playing 3 games. We got the strike challenge. We got the rock paper scissor showdown, and we also have the best dress contest. Every game will have a prize package to accompany it. So if you get down there, make sure you sign up so that you can win. There's also a cash bar available. So if you like to have libations, there you go. We got you upstairs and downstairs. Downstairs, we got pool tables, foosball tables, pinball machines, arcade games, dartboards, and I want to say there's even shuffleboard down there, but I know what is definitely down there. Another cash bar, as well as the stage for the live studio presentation of lawn care power moves with Mack and Steel, which we will be doing from 9 to 10 p.m. It is absolutely free for you to attend thanks to our sponsors. So be there or be square. You can sign up at my link tree on my Instagram at Mack_landscaping 412. If you're hearing this on the podcast, it will be in the show notes. Come on, man. And if you're watching this now, I'm about to throw it into the comment section so you can sign up. I hope to see you there. Last year we had 264 attendees. All right, let's go ahead and beat that this year because relationships are being created. All right, relationships are being created. We're breaking down walls and we're creating these relationships so that we can all continue to win in life. It is no better place than to be with other people who believe what you believe. And if you believe that you can win in life by having a service business, so you're going to come to Equip Expo and use code MAC50 because you're cool, then get down here and sign up for the 2025 Winning Life Meetup at Equip Expo. Let's go. All right. What time is it? We are at 9:18. So we'll forego the weekly recap because we'll just do that real quick. There's still no rain. Everything is brown and barely growing. I'm be traveling from Tuesday to Thursday, going on a trip. We're gonna get on the airplane and do some flying. I'm gonna make some YouTube videos and some content. Some new podcasts are gonna come out because of this trip that I'm going on. So be on the lookout. Go follow on all the platforms. Mack_landscaping 412 will pop me up, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, anywhere. That's where you can find me so we can hang out. Captain Jack's going to be handling things solo from those Tuesday to Thursday so that I could go handle things on the other end. And I am still continuing to get things dialed in for Equip Expo, making sure we get the weekly schedule, which will I will tell you that probably 2 weeks beforehand, where I'm going to be, how you can come catch up with me and support anything that maybe you want to support. I'll be down there. I'll let you know where I will be if you want to come hang out with me. So I'll also be ironing out my goals, food selections, and making sticker orders for the exclusive Win in Life meetup sticker, which will only be in the 100 grab bag. So if you want one of them stickers to add to your sticker wall, make sure you get there early so that you can get in and be one of the first 100 people. Now, I am excited to transition the show to what we actually came here for. All right. And that's to talk about leaves. But before we get to that, I want to make sure we acknowledge Hairston Property Management over here. Let's do some more live viewer shout outs before we bring my homeboy in. We got 419. I ain't seen him in a minute. What's going on? Dark Skin Gully, how you doing? We got Professional Lawn Maintenance in the building. DR Services, RFS Landscaping, Short Steps Long Vision LLC is in the building. We got Alex Gill in the building, Henderson's Lawn Care in the building, D. Rob Marcus, how are you? Top tier lawn care. What's going on with you? And then over here on the YouTube side, we got Harold Wilson in the building, Mallard Outdoor Services, who is a group member. Shout out to him. Lithos is in here. Again, like I said, Harold Wilson Jr. We got Spence Crisco, a group and channel member. Shout out to him. The landscape giant is in the building who we're about to talk to. I appreciate all the comments, but we came here today to talk about some leaf removal techniques, what we're using, the evolution of our businesses, and how we're doing things today, and what is our favorite way to do it. Listen, at the end of the day, this is just our opinion and what we do. All right. So take it in, use what you can, throw away what you can't, and just go out there and make some money cleaning up these leaves. Because today, my homeboy, Uncle Pipes is what I call him. John Piper, the owner of Seven Ways Lawn and Tree. You can follow him at the Landscape Giant on YouTube and Seven Ways Lawn and Tree on Instagram. My homie John Piper, been in business for a minute, the former volunteer, well, not former volunteer, he's still a volunteer firefighter, but formerly full-time firefighter, and now full-time in his business, killing it, doing over six figures solo. Let's go. What is going on with my homie Pipes? How are you,
Dude,
bro?
stoked to be here as always.
Yeah, man.
Always pumped up.
I think I just gave you a pretty cool intro,
Pretty
Pipes.
good. Pretty good.
I think I
9 out
gave
of
you a
10.
pretty cool intro. But introduce yourself, man. How's everything going with you since the last time we seen you? But someone might be new here. Maybe they're not always in the comment section, like I said earlier, Pipes. So describe to them uh, who you are, what you do, how long you been in business, all of that good jazz.
Once again, John Piper, Seven Ways Lawn and Tree, based in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, just outside the city of Pittsburgh. I've been doing this now since 2018 full time, and it started out as just a little side hustle, and now we're a well over six figures a year business, coming up on a quarter million and chasing that half a million. Solo owner operator, primarily lawn and tree service. It's a 50-50 split, tree removal, lawn care, odds and ends, some skid steer work, stuff like that.
That's fire. So you're here today because we've been up at the compound. We got a couple pieces of equipment that we have multiples of, and we have multiples of other things too. And you and I
Mm-hmm.
were talking about having some things set up so it's always ready to be used by one of the compound horsemen who are up there. We call ourselves the Four Horsemen, including John Doyle. So there's actually five of us, but we got some collaboration going on up there. And me and Piper was talking about leaf season last week, and we haven't got to
Mm-hmm.
see each other since. So I said, "Come on the show tonight. Let's just talk about leaves because I know that that's going to help someone, no matter where you are in
Oh yeah.
business, whether you are brand new and this is your first season, or you've been in it for a decade plus. All right, me and Pipe's been doing it for a while, and we're gonna try and help you out. So, if you already have some of these things, make sure you're commenting in the comment section. Encourage some of these people who might not have some of the better things so that they can be the most efficient, and let them know some of your techniques down here in the comment section. Uh, but we're going to talk about some leads today. So, Pipes, you've been in the business, what, 5 years, 6 years now?
7.
7 years. All right. So before we get into what we got right now, let's talk about the evolution of where you started at. Because I know for me, I'll talk about my first ever leaf removal. We'll talk about that here in a second. But where did you start at with leaves? How was your first leaf removal?
A rake and a trash bag. It sucked.
Same,
It
same.
sucked. It's miserable. And then upgraded to a hand blower and a Toro recycler and blow them into the street, run them over 100 times, then bag them, still putting them in the trash bag. But, that only lasted, honestly, for like less than a year, like 6 months. Because I saved up, bought the Toro recycler off Craigslist, $100, and then bought the hand blower brand new at Lowe's, $213, $15, Husqvarna, cheapest one they had. And then literally that spring I ordered a zero turn.
Hmm.
Like saved. You gotta just save it up. Just put that money away. I didn't have the credit to buy it on a card or anything, so I had to pay cash for everything. Just probably how everyone
Yeah.
else is starting.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it was the same way. I'll never forget my my first leaf cleanup, man. Let me tell you this story, Pipes. So this lady, I had just got my it wasn't my first ever leaf cleanup, but it was the first time I was like, I'm gonna advertise doing leaves. All right. So when that happens, things really start happening, right? When you first start out and you're not advertising anything, no one even knows that you do it, so they're probably not even going to ask. But as soon as you start putting feelers out, and it's like, oh yeah, I do got this gigantic 4 oak trees in here. Come on over here. So this lady, I had just got my website done with Talon, and it was the springtime, and I advertised leaf cleanups, bruh, and I didn't have the right blowers, bro. I didn't have the right blower, so
None of us
um,
do.
I'll, I'll, all I had was a rake at the time. So a rake and one rake, and I had a handheld Troy built leaf blower. It was like 300 CFM or something like that. So I realized real quick, Pipes, this little blower ain't doing anything. I'm actually faster with the rake, so I gets the
Mm-hmm.
raking. I'm raking with this plastic leaf rake. I'm raking. I'm raking. I'm raking. Long story short, I did this leaf removal 2 years in a row. So the first year, all I had was a rake, Pipes. That's it. I had the rake and the little handheld blower, and that was it. I didn't have a big mower or anything like that or anything yet. So the first year I did it with rakes, I charged. And don't be like me. If you are doing things with rakes, it is for me, Pipes. I didn't know how to judge the time either. So I looked at it, it was like the yard wasn't that big, but I didn't understand how many leaves were in the yard
Yeah.
and how long that was going to take to then bag leaves once you rake them and how heavy the piles and all
Oh,
of that
they're
would
a
be.
ton, especially if they're
Yeah.
wet. Good luck.
Yeah, and it was kind of wet that it was kind of because it was the spring, so the snow had sat on them. They had dried out some, but they were like wedged into the ground real well and everything. So it
Yeah.
was crazy. But anyway, I did that leaf removal 2 years in a row. The first year was with the rake and the bags, and I swear I filled up 53-gallon contractor bags that I had got from Sam's Club. I want to say it was like 27 of them or something like that. 27 52-gallon. And they were all, I stacked them all up. They they was like, "Can you move some of them so we can get out of our driveway?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that pipe." So I did that the first year. The next year, the 8010 I got a 770
Yeah. Yeah.
during the season, during the same year of that season, I got the 770T, the Echo 770. And then that same year that I got that 770, the 8010 came out. So the following season, I now had a 770 and an 8010. So I took that same, it took me, did I say 4 hours?
Yeah.
It was
Roughly.
like 4 or 5 hours it took me, and I only charged $150. Oh, I felt disgusting after that. But the next year, I did the same leaf removal. I had a
Yep.
mower and I had the 8010 blower, and I did
Yep.
that same relief removal that took me 4.5, 5 hours in 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because I just blew them all down and then ran them over with the mower and then turned them into dust and then blew them back into the yard or down off into a tree line or something like that. So that was my story of my first ever leaf removal pipes. In the worst way, the absolute worst way, in my opinion, although you might have to do it, is rakes and bags pipes.
You still got to
Mm,
keep the rakes though. You need them.
mm.
You got to keep the
Yeah, you
rakes.
definitely need them. You
Just
definitely
because you
need them,
bought a
but
big blower, you ain't gonna not be raking.
for sure, you definitely gonna need those
Yeah.
rakes. But let's talk about the evolution a little bit before we get into different ways to do the same thing, Pipe. So, what was your equipment evolution from the rakes
So
to
rake and trash
current?
bag. Year that was
Hmm.
literally 2018. By the end of 2018, I had that hand blower and the Toro recycler. Got that in like late October. It was like Halloween when I bought that. And then went deep into springtime cleanups with that setup. Then back to fall cleanups. I bought my first trailer, bought my zero turn, and I didn't have a bagger on the zero turn though. So I did my whole first year. I just mulched them up and then I throw them in trash cans. And I had a Nissan Frontier and I filled the bed of that with a tarp. leaf burrito, old deal. That and then 20 until 21 when I got my dump trailer, it was just I got an accelerator bagger, or no, I got the Ballard one. I got the Ballard one and had that bagger. I still have it. It's held together. Hopes and dreams, but we're still running it. Pretty hard on the equipment. And then now we got the dump trailer. 1 year with the dump trailer, and then 2 years ago we bought a 18 horsepower Billy Goat between three of the five horsemen. We split it because at the end of the year, none of us had like $12,000 kicking around to buy a Billy Goat debris loader with the extra long hose, with the extra extensions, and we still had to put money in to build the dump trailer to put a leaf box on it. So we put a leaf box on it. It's just under 18 cubic yards. It's like 17.6 cubic yards. We have two extra stacks on the debris loader, so we can launch it all the way up to the top. So we're filling from the top down. And I want to say that box is like off the ground. It's over 10 feet. It's like 10'6". I mean, you've seen it. It's massive. It's massive. And a dump trailer, in my opinion, we'll get into that, I'm sure. But in my opinion, I'll state it here: dump trailer is the way to go.
We'll get into that here in a second. I'll go over my equipment evolution. Like I said, I started with a rake. I went from the rake to the 150 BTU. Now I said the leaf cleanup I was telling you about was the first time, like I said, I advertised it. That 150 BTU had broken by the time I got to this, where I had duct tape holding things on and everything. That is not good for that is not good for leaf cleanups. Let me just tell you that
No.
right now. All right. But I went from the rake to the 150 BTU. It did help. It made things a little bit faster. It's just not strong enough to move leaves once they get piled up. It's cool to blow a driveway off or something like that, small little things like that. But I digress. I went from that, and then I went, like I said, to the 770T, and right after the 770, either the same season or right at the end of the season, I got the 8010. And then I had that 8010. And then the next year they came out with the 9010. So I gave the 8010 to my brother who had just started out a lawn care business. And then I went and bought two 9010s. And then I was just doing them like that. We were blowing the leaves out of the flower beds and everything, and then running the leaves over with the mowers or just blowing them straight to a tree line. So that was basically the evolution of the equipment. I also do have a 18 horsepower Billy Goat debris loader because when I had a dump truck, I wanted to just be able to back straight up, vacuum the leaves. It made everything super easy. So if you have a dump truck and you can put a leaf vac on there, that'll make you really efficient and small. I was able to get, I don't know, 14 yards of mulched up leaves into the back of that thing. So it was absolutely amazing to go from, you know, 4.5 hours with a rake to 45 minutes to that vacuum, bruh. On a lot of those same properties, we were doing the leaf cleanup in 15 minutes because now it wasn't just me doing things by myself. It was also Captain Jack. But one of the biggest leaf cleanups that we had, one year we were just blowing things over the hillside, and it took me and Captain Jack 2 hours to do that. The following year, I by myself solo with the leaf vac. I blew some of them over the hill, the rest to the driveway, and I did that same thing in 40 minutes. So it was like $275 for this leaf cleanup, and it was taking us 2 hours when I first started it. And this was before I knew pricing. Now we have a minimum of 225. In most cases, I'll do it sometimes a little cheaper, depending on how small the yard is. But for the most part, a leaf cleanup takes us about an hour. We're going to charge $225 for that hour with 1 yard of debris removal if we have to take things away. So that's how we do things that way. But we went from 275 with two guys to 440 minutes with one guy. And that's all because of the evolution of equipment and having different things at your disposal. So let me know down in the comments. Just put the words. Did you go rake? What leaf blower did you use? Whatever. Let us know the equipment that you have down in the comment section. And maybe at some point, pipes, I'll try and
Well, we
shout
forgot to
you
talk
guys out.
about We forgot to talk about the best purchase that we've used yet.
Oh yeah,
Unimount,
I
the
forgot about
Unimount
that.
blower.
That's another thing. That's part of your equipment evolution. So talk about the U
Uh,
mount blower.
like everybody, I saw that Unimount blower. Brian had it, and I mean, that guy, he was doing HOAs with it, and I don't have anything that big. And I got a chance to talk to those Unimount guys. I saw them at Equip and got some prices, and then they came to Penn Hills Rental and had the actual demos that we could run. So now I actually got to see it in person. Once I saw it in person and saw how easy it was to actually use, that's what sold it for me. Seeing it you see stuff at the shows, and there's a ton of people, and you don't really get time. Like, if you want to be polite, like I take up a lot of time in the booth. If you're coming behind me, I'm going to be there for half an hour. I'm putting
Yeah,
my anchor
he got a
down
lot of questions.
because I'm drilling in, and they better be prepared. Because if I'm spending like thousands of dollars, I want to know everything. And I think you should too. So don't be afraid to ask questions. That's what these people are there for. But it's not like you can go outside of Louisville and run the Unimount on the Skag. Like they don't have that set up.
Right.
So when I finally got it up there, that Unimount on the Skag is amazing. On the Multi-Force is unstoppable.
Yeah. It I will say this though. Because I broke Piper's U mount
It's
twice
okay.
before he ever even got to use it. He spent this money, he's talking about all these things, and before he even got to use it, I broke it twice. So it is amazing though. I mean that thing, and you had the smaller version of the two.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I
you
was
had the
nervous it was going to be too big. It
yeah,
is
but putting
heavy.
it
I
on.
mean, you
Go ahead.
like it is like if you're a small individual, you might struggle if you got a tall mower to get that thing up onto there. Like get it. I wouldn't want to put that in the back of like a pickup truck. It's all there.
Well, that's exactly how I broke it. One of the times we were taking it off the multi because it's heavy. Whether you get
It's
the
heavy.
version that Piper has or you get the bigger one, that U mount blower thing it's still heavy. So I was trying to do a leaf cleanup and mow with it at the same time, and it was messing up the 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 balance of the mower. So it's like if I was cascading down hills and couldn't turn around easy and things like that. So I had to take the thing off. But it for some of these properties that we have gigantic prehistoric big trees. They just dump a ton of leaves. And the 9010 blowers, the biggest and strongest blowers that I think are currently out,
Yeah.
they even struggle once those leaves get piled up so high. So that U mount blower though, the one that he had was awesome. I can only imagine what there's like one that's even stronger.
Yeah.
But what happened is I was transporting and they have a hose that you can turn 180 degrees. And so as I'm turning the one of the wheels like knocked it off and it's held on by like this metal clip. That clip was unscrewed and open and it fell off and I didn't know and ran over the damn I ran over the rubber. So I had to
Well,
get a new one rented and we got it fixed and everything.
dude,
But
only a
yeah.
shark bit it. It had the biggest shark bite out of that thing.
Yeah.
It still
I
works though.
swear.
It still works.
I know. It did. It's dope though. But that's basically so that's the evolution of the equipment. I will answer that question in the group, Spence, uh after we get done with the show today. But that was the evolution of the equipment from rakes all the way up to blowers. Let's talk about the dump trailers and
Mm-hmm.
dump trucks and regular pickup trucks. How I did it last year before pipes goes is I put 2x4s and tack some plywood together, put a quick roof on and a mesh tent or mesh tarp over the back. We used the swing away hitch to put or I'm sorry, we put the leaf vac on the trailer and just blew stuff into the back of the truck. The problem with that is it was very hard to get the leaves out of the back of the pickup truck. I used blowers and I had to actually get inside this thing and blow in circles, get it loosened up. and then it just took forever. So the year before that, though, I had a dump truck, and it was awesome. We just take the thing off, swing it out, drive up to the dump, put the dump up, boom. Now I have nothing. So we have access at the compound to three dump trailers of various sizes. I'm gonna have pipes go over the different dump trailers that we have up there, and we're gonna most likely put a leaf vac on either one of the dump trailers and then on the back of Piper's truck because he has a dump insert or something. We're gonna think about that, but um, let's go over the trucks or the dump trailers and teach us some things about dump
Yeah.
trailers that we should
So
think about.
so Tommy and I, but for okay, let's just start with dump trailers. If you're gonna buy a dump trailer, try to get the highest sides made of metal from the factory so you don't have to spend as much money on wood because the metal sides are always going to be there. They're they're not going away. If you get these little like me and Tommy, Tommy was in a he just wanted to buy one, but mine only have 2 foot sides, so I have to build up 8 feet of wood, which becomes really flimsy. You have to put a lot of framing in it. We end up gusseting it with actual steel quarter inch bar that goes across it. Because when you get up 8 feet and you got all that weight, you can flip a trailer over like nobody's business. The wind is pushing against it. We're going down the highway at 60, trying to keep up with traffic. So you got to be cognizant of that. Next thing, you got to make sure your dump trailer has very few hangups where your D rings are welded on the back. Are your doors wide enough? Because if you're going to mount your debris loader on the back of your dump trailer, you need to have wide doors because most dump trailers are going to be barn doors. I haven't seen one out there that's got a single door. And so when the door is open, you have to pin your debris loader is going to be on the back. And when your door opens, you need to make sure you have enough room to bungee that, or you're going to need ratchet straps. You're going to need like a 2,000 pound rated ratchet strap. And you have to tie it back. So when you dump, nothing's hanging on the ground. You don't end up crushing or running over your debris loader that you just spent $8,000 on.
My goodness gracious. And I know there's
Oh,
stories out there that happening to people.
oh yeah. Or if the debris loader is going to be heavy too, so you need heavy gauge doors. If you buy a light duty dump trailer, don't you're going to break it. It's going to last a little while, but it's going to break. We have medium duty Lamars. We all bought Lamars. There's a reason we buy Lamars. The paint's okay, but the trailer is made very, very well for the price point. And you can, I mean, you guys, I've loaded mine. We loaded Talons down with logs, thousands and thousands of pounds of logs, and it just no bending, no flexing, nothing. And if you're going to buy a dump trailer, and you're going to build a box on the back of it. A lot of lesserly engineered dump trailers are thinking about just the dumping process when the trailer is as stock from the factory. Some of the other brands know you're going to modify these and know you're going to make additions. And what they do is they mount the tarp system in a protected cover on the front of the trailer. So that way, if your tarp kit is mounted inside the trailer, like a lot of lesser grade dump trailers or entry level dump trailers are, all that debris is going to get wedged inside that tarp. It ends up sitting in there rotting. It freezes in the winter. You can't get the tarp out. It's a total mess. And if you're using your dump trailer after leaf season and you just put literally 4 to 6 weeks of microscopic debris going through your debris loader, gets packed inside there, you have to disassemble the whole thing. I've seen guys do it. It's a pain in the butt. It never goes back on the way to the factory, and it's just not going to be right down the road. But you can if you just kind of are cognizant of that, and you can find a dump trailer that's kind of got those things, got stake pockets on it, got all that, you're going to be good. So we got
Get,
Lamar's. Yep. We
I
got
was gonna
six and a
say
half by 12s. Yep.
the steak
Go ahead.
pockets are awesome because it's so easy to build one of these things when you got those steak pockets. You can literally just go buy some 8 foot 2x4s, drop them in, tack it in with some screws quickly. And pro tip, my first year putting a leaf box on my dump truck, I used 3/4 inch plywood. This thing was like a tank, but it was so heavy, and I had to have Pipes, who is literally a giant, help me to get the stakes out because we had 2x12s. It was built with 2x12s, 2x4s, and three 3 1/4 thick
Yeah,
plywood. It was so
and
heavy and dangerous.
you were at the storage unit. We were disassembling at the storage unit.
Yes,
It
it was
sucked.
crazy. It's
It
terrible.
sucked.
It was terrible. So I say that to say, get 1/4 inch plywood.
Or half inch. Half
Or
inch.
half inch at the
Yeah.
most. Don't get 3/4 inch.
The
Save
the
yourself a couple dollars and put a floor mat or something so that
Yep.
when the leaves shoot into the back, they have some sort of like a shock absorber so you don't shoot rocks or other types of metal or whatever through the back of your leaf box and maybe hurt someone or something like that. So that's just
And you
something
don't
to
even
think
have
about.
to. Yeah, you don't even have to wood the roof. You can just tarp the whole roof. You can get these cheap mesh tarps from Harbor Freight. Get a staple gun out. Blah 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 blah. And you're in it to win it. And then when you cut your hole for, do not use a knife when you cut the hole for your discharge tube out of your debris loader. Use a blowtorch, and you melt the hole with a blowtorch when there's nothing in there, no leaves are in the trailer, and that way you'll get a perfect round hole, and it won't be this oblong awkward shape. And you just get yourself a butane torch, and you'll just watch it just kind of. And once you get to the right size, stop.
Yeah, make sure you stop.
We learned that the hard way. We burned a tarp.
All right, so
Uh,
uh, go ahead. Anything
yeah,
else on dump
well,
trailers?
then Talon's got a full size dump, a 12 by 7. So he's got a little more cubic yard capacity. He's doing some more dirt work and stuff like that. So we're probably going to use again one of the medium duty trailers that we know for a fact works to do these kind of jobs. But I mean,
Yeah.
the dump trailer. The reason the dump trailer is a tiny bit superior over the dump truck, if there's stuff that can't go in the debris loader, now you have to get the tarp off or have a side access door. It's going to be small. You're trying to shove stuff through. If you still have your pickup truck, you can just load the bed of the pickup truck down. You guys do it all the time.
Yep, we do.
If you know,
Yep.
or if you don't want to haul the debris blocks with you, just leave the dump trailer at the shop, and you can go do all the ones you blow into the woods. You don't,
Yep.
dump trailer when you're starting out. The dump trailer for everything. It's like if you ask tree guys, landscape guys, excavation guys, plumbing guys, they all buy dump trailers, and the reason for that is they're so versatile.
No doubt. Look, so now that we've talked about the evolution of our equipment, we just talked about dump trailers and learned about that. Like I said, 2x4s, 1/4 inch plywood, get some exterior screws that are like coated. I use screws instead of nails. My man Tommy, the 20-year-old savage, says make sure you screw down the roof pipes. Their thing blew off or something last year.
We lost one panel.
And it just blew off while they're flying down the street like my 2 leaf blowers in the same week that we lost. That was crazy. Shout out to my homie Tommy. My man Catspaw LLC says this needs to be on YouTube. It is. We're on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram all at the same time. Let's go. We taking care of as many people as we can. But now that we've talked about that, let's talk about the different ways to do the same thing because no matter where you're at, you might be right at the beginning and you just got rakes like me and Pipes talked about earlier. Or maybe you've been in it for a while and you got a super souped up leaf goblin system. Like I see my homies Sean and TQ Spencer with Spencer's Lawn Care over there in Ohio. There's a whole lot of in between within those things, but we all have different ways we do things. So let's talk about some of the different ways, Pipes. We talked about the rake already, um, blowing the things to the tree line. We got blowing everything to some stuff to the tree line and some things back to the driveway, and then using the vacuum system. My personal favorite way to do this is not to use vacuums. You have to use blowers in every leaf cleanup because you got to blow out the things. My personal favorite way to do this, especially for my clients, we're servicing 94 customers. The majority of them have leaves. I want to think we do like 88 or something leaf cleanups out of the 94, is to use mulching blades and the lawnmowers. So there's a whole lot of different ways to do different things. Pipes, what is your favorite way to do
That's
leaf?
my favorite, man. If I can charge what I charge and to do it on the mower, I do. I offer that service just like everybody else and mulch them up as fine as I can. And I'll even give them an option, like I'll blow them all to a certain part of the yard and mulch them up. Like maybe the back. Maybe I blow everything in the back. They don't want to see all the dust in the front yard. Charge them a
Right.
couple extra bucks, blow it to the back, and then just run them over. Run them over is the cheapest. It'll always be the cheapest. It'll always be the quickest. It'll be the least amount of overhead. You already got the mower. You're already in it to win it with the mower. So just make that thing work for you. Get every season out of it that you can. Yeah, no, you unless you can burn them.
Yeah.
You know, I
Well,
mean
I ain't about to
that's
be burning
I
nothing.
know, but
I'm not burning nothing. We
that's
got
the only thing that'll
insurance
be cheaper.
liabilities. We can't be messing around with that stuff. But yeah, like Pipe said, for me personally, for my current customers that we are currently taking care of, let me tell you how we do it. I want you to know this so that you understand. I learned this from somebody else, so this ain't even my original thing. Um, but then I did create something that I don't know if other people do this or not. But I'm gonna tell you today. So let's go. So I personally like to use the X blades on the mowers, and I use Gator mulching blades that have the fins on the top, and I throw two sets of those on, or six blades under there. They're all those type of blades, the Gator blades or the Gold Ballard blades that are the hybrid ones that he offers. But I use them, we double them up, we put the X-Blade adapters on, boom, we throw them on. I close down my flex chutes on my 260-inch mowers because my 52-inch one doesn't have one. First thing we do is go around, blow everything out into the yard. Second thing, we come through with the deck most likely on transport mode with the chute blocker down. Zip, 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 zip. We go over them one time. That usually it does create lines in the yard of the leaves because once they get under the deck and there's nowhere for them to go, the ones that aren't disintegrated into nothing, they get stuck by the discharge chute, right? So then you got some lines in there. So now you can come back through and checkerboard it that way if you like, or you can just open your chute if the leaves have been processed enough and just open the chute, go back over that, and then it'll disperse them out, and it'll actually be like a fertilizer, so to speak, to for the yard, which is actually not bad for it. But that is my personal favorite way to do it. It has been the fastest, and this is why we did the leaf box 2 years, and then 1 year I just didn't do it. My vacuum was just chilling. It just stayed in the compound. But that's my favorite way to do it, and I think it's the fastest too. Pipes. It's
And
just
I get more leaf cleanups, honestly. Most of the time, the bigger ones are from my tree clients that we do pruning for. Now, there are going to be times that you don't want to leave the leaves on site, and that's more like an arborist thing. If there's disease in the tree, like black spot disease is really common in maples around here. If you see maple trees with a lot of black spots on the leaves, you actually want to get those leaves off site. And you can, if you have that knowledge and you get some of that basic training, which you can get at a quit, um, you can have a little more knowledge and have the ability to charge more and say, this is the reason why we need to vacuum up your leaves and not leave them here. And so you can get that extra maybe $7,500 instead of just charging your hourly rate for just mowing them or whatever. You can increase your profit margins and provide a better service and educate the client. And then maybe they tell their friend who's got black spots on their maple leaves, and before you know it, you're doing the whole street because everybody's trees have the same disease. And that's how that I've done it. I have two streets that because of certain tree diseases like black spots on maples and all that stuff, we suck up all the leaves now. It's not even a question. Like when I send that text message, it's when can we get on the schedule is the reply, not yes or let me think about it
yeah.
because we've done
I
that
had
extra distance.
I remember what I was I almost didn't close that point that I was making earlier about how I do the leaves for the current customers. So we're at 94 people. I realized we're on the yard anyway. So the
Mm-hmm.
first thing is we mow all the way through November 15th. and sometimes even another week to the
Hmm.
week before Thanksgiving. And in my experience here in Western Pennsylvania, by the time we get to a week out from Thanksgiving, most of the leaves have fallen. And if I continuously mow throughout this through for the rest of that season, then the leaves are going to fall and we're going to mow them up anyway for the current customer. So what I did for this was I just basically added on, depending on how many leaves and how much longer it takes us, we've added on a surcharge, which is anywhere between 25 to 220. It could be whatever. I mean, it's kind of limitless. Depends on what you got to do. But for me personally, and the current customers that we take care of, we haven't had any be more than an extra 225. So here's how it really would break down for me and why I decided to do this. Also for new people, once we basically finish everything, like now I open it up because we're not really mowing the grass anymore. So a lot of our properties we don't have to go to once all the leaves are done. And so when that happens, I then open it up to new people and they get to go on our basically our leaf cleanup subscription, which means we're going to come past every 2 weeks, do another leaf cleanup for you. And that might be um, we charge what it how long it takes us to do that particular job, right? So it might be if they're a current customer, it might be $75. But what I've come to realize is like if we do that, 4 or 5 times, we're already at the property and we add on this extra money. We were gonna be there anyway, mowing. So now we just add on this surcharge, and what it really equates to at the end is they basically paid the same price they would have paid for if we came there and took 5 hours to do their leaf cleanup, rather than the extra 30 minutes it took us to do the yard on a weekly basis for the regular customer. And then when we open the doors up to the biweekly customers, we just charge more as a minimum. So someone had asked earlier, my man Spence Crisco, he said, "Did I miss it? What do you guys charge for basic leaf cleanup, mulched up or to the curb for those that don't have a leaf goblin?" So for a basic one, like I just explained, we're already mowing the yard, so it's whatever their mow price is, plus whatever that surcharge is based off of the amount of leaves. Um, and it can vary, at the beginning of the season when the leaves first start falling, it might be $50. But then once we have that storm, that windstorm, and it knocks all the leaves down, then it might be $300. It could be, so it can vary. But when you have your customer base and you're taking care of them, they start to get in the same, you know, system that you get in. They know the same things that you know. So now they don't you train them because of your experience and their experience with you, and now they don't even question it anymore. So now all my customers know residentially that this is going to happen, and commercially as well. So that's how I do it. Pipes, how do you go about pricing?
Minimum 1 hour. If I'm just going to run the mower, like if you're not a regular mowing client, if you're a regular mower client, yeah, minimum $15 added on for leaves, and again, as they increase in density, maybe that just gets added on. So if a normal cut takes 20 minutes and a cut takes an hour, and they're already paying the 50 for the normal cut, they're getting hit with an extra 100 because I like to make 150 an hour,
Yeah.
um, and they're getting whacked with that, and that is listed at the beginning of the year. That's not a surprise for them. They know what they're getting into at the beginning of the year. They've either already hit that check mark on that lawn care agreement, stuff like that. But if you call me out of the blue, it's a minimum 1 hour. If I'm there for 10 minutes, we move one leaf. You're getting hit with 150. If we're
Yeah.
bringing the debris, if we're bringing the debris vacuum and we're sucking up, minimum 1 hour. If we suck up one leaf, and it's going to be 225. And once we go over that hour, it's another. We go 1 minute over that hour. I'm sorry, it's a business. I'm hitting. I got to hit you with that. You're getting paid a. It's prorated, but it's by the minute.
Yeah, and people gotta understand leaf cleanups always take longer than what you actually think they're gonna take. You might look at that yard and think, "Oh, there's not that many leaves from the street when you look at it, and then you get in there and you realize, oh, it rained and the leaves are like caked into the damn yard, and you can't put them over on there. So now you got to blow 'em. And once you got to blow them, guess what else blows? The wind. So now you're fighting the damn wind, and people will complain if you leave one leaf,
Hmm.
right? They just are. So, you know, and that's another good thing for like when you mow and you're mowing and doing this is because you always get to leave that clean cut. And that those leaves that blow into the yard after you get finished, and you're like, oh, we got to go through and do this one more time. Now it's just like, we blew all the leaves in here. Now let's just go ahead, grab this mower,
Yeah.
saute this thing up real quick, stripe him down, make him look good. And that'll clean all of that up. But
On the big cleanups this year too, like I got a couple clients just like you, big yards. If we're bringing the debris back, the mowing trailer, if I'm rolling 2 trucks deep with 2 dumping capabilities, and like my fuel overhead just for that hour is probably going to be like 15-20 bucks. So on some of these big cleanups, I've already kind of talked to the clients, because they want to do. We used to just do the fronts, and now a lot of them are adding on the backs too. Shoot, I might just to pull up with those 2 trucks. It's probably going to be $700-800. But there's going to be an army of people, an army. We're going to have Talon, most likely on some of them. Tommy's helper, me, my helper. Maybe my brother's thinking about sticking around after Equip for a couple weeks because he wants to do some leaf season work and some pruning work. If we're running 6-7 guys on there, those man hours add up because they ain't working for free, you know. And
yeah,
you
well,
can't go in. You can't go in and charge your 150. You're not going to make any money. You're going to be left
oh
with
yeah,
3 bucks.
no. Yeah, no, you gotta pay people well unless you have
Yep.
arrangements like how me and Piper have our
Right. And
arrangement
me,
where
Tommy, and Talon all have arrangements.
we just help. So up here at the compound, how we do it, and I will say this, like you always want to pay. People don't want to just do stuff for free when they've invested too. However, I will say if you have friends that are in the industry, you have friends that are in your area. If you are not making friends in the industry, you're doing this wrong. And the reason I say that is because another way that you can do this, especially how we do it up at the compound, is I did leaf jobs with Tommy last year. I just made a YouTube video. He didn't have to pay me anything. I just made a YouTube video. I blew some leaves. Piper and I, the other week, we worked, me, him, and Pilot Tom. We did 2 properties of mine, then we did 2 properties of his. And I'm not saying the YouTube video just because, I'm just saying we don't even charge each other. So like how we do it is if Pipes comes to help me, is basically the job is mine because when Piper needs help, I'm gonna come help him, right? And so that's we collaborate with each other all the time, just like you see people on social media collabing with each other to try and get more views or more engagement or whatever. We collaborate with each other to get more efficient so we can win in life. And so I really highly recommend getting yourself a group of 3, 4, 5 people that you know that you can trust. I literally call Piper. It was 10 o'clock each. All right, here I come. I'm on my
Yeah.
way. You need me to bring anything? You call, you need a drink. You want to stop and get something to eat on the way. So you hungry? All these type of things. So have friends, man. This is why I hit him up. I'm like, I want to talk about leaves today. He's like, bet. What time? 8? I'm like, Pipes, you're supposed to be my boy, bro. You know the show ain't till
I
9.
have no idea when this show starts, dude. I'm still dirty. My shirt's dirty. I haven't showered yet. I just had dinner with the
Straight to the
ladies.
show. That's friends. That's friends. But
Uh,
uh go ahead, Pipes.
well, and we've gotten lucky though because each one of us has our own vehicle, and that way we've got so much gear. So like the amount we've got at times there are 6 or 7 backpack blowers running, the Unimount's running. Talon had that walk behind blower, like, and we're just staging the blowers, and we're just blowing into like a tunnel, and somebody's already on the vac, and I think if you're gonna do it with friends, maybe you do a practice run, because everybody works a little differently, and you got to kind of figure out how the system works. Like I know Mack is getting out the truck now that we've done this, and you're going straight for the backpack blower. You're not even
Yes.
you're not even worrying about setting up the vac yet. You're like, I'll get to that when I get to that. Where I'm like, I want to set the vac up. I want to have everything in like position. And now that I know you're going right for the backpack blower, that gives me the 5 minutes to set the vac up to get
Yes.
ahead of you, because I know in like 8 minutes there's going to be a wall of leaves coming at me. Now that we've done it a couple times, I'm like, oh boy, here we go. And now we got that system down.
Yep. And it becomes almost like that's why I think this is so much like sports to me
Mm-hmm.
because Pipes knows what I'm gonna do before it happens. So now he can do what he needs to do and not have to think about it. It's a chemistry. And once you get out there, it's like, all right, this is what Mac likes to do. All right, I'm gonna pick up the slack, or this is what Pipes likes to do. I'm gonna pick up the slack. Or I've been on enough tree jobs now where Pipes had to direct me where I'm supposed to stand and what I'm supposed to do. And now he threw me so many alley oops right now, and I didn't dunk these boys a couple times. Like, oh, okay, I know where to stand now. All right, there you go, boom. Let me go over here and do what I need to do. So having friends and collabing and gaining chemistry and learning the game. Also, if you got friends, I got so much better in what I'm doing as a whole when I got around these guys, and I wasn't just in my own tiny universe anymore. You're starting to see how other people are operating up close and personal, not just on the internet. Because it's one thing to see it on the internet, it's another thing to be live and in person, like you will be at Equip Expo, like you will be when you get out there and you see. I didn't seen pipes. The I was talking to Captain Jack, I mean today, bro, about you and me doing tree removals, and he wasn't there. And then the tracks coming off the Vermeer. I was like, "Oh my god, I wouldn't even know what to do, bruh." But I get to see that happen. So now that I seen Piper do it, because sometimes we think I got to get a mechanic to do this. We got a friend who's still paying people to do oil changes on lawnmowers, and we love them. We like, what are
Yep.
you thinking? He's like, I just didn't know. What do you mean? It takes 5 minutes to change the oil,
5 minutes.
and they're charging you $100 to change the oil on a lawnmower. But he was like, I didn't know. So we told him. I don't know if he changed that or not. I mean, sometimes people just
Every
stick to
once
what
in a
they
while he
know,
does it. Every once in a
which
while
is
he does
fine, but which is totally fine. But he didn't know. Another thing he didn't know was like the black stuff that comes on the blades or the gold stuff on the Ballard blades. Like you don't have to shave that off. You just put it on,
it.
man.
He's
It's as
grinding it
sharp as it's
off.
gonna be. It's
He's already
only
wearing the
coated
blade
so it
down.
cut you when it comes out the box. But if you don't know, you don't know. Now we ain't laughing because this dude is brilliant. I mean, he's somebody that Piper and I look up to. He's one of our very close friends, and he been doing it
Highest
longer
earner in
than
the
us.
group.
Yeah, the highest earner in the group, and he been doing it longer than us. But friends, right? So he get to learn something. He didn't know how I was operating. I blew his mind. He be like, I've been doing this for such and such so long. Huh? And I showed him the number. He's like, oh my God. He changed it up and he just kind of went crazy. But that's friends, man. That's collaborating with each other and, making each other your friends instead of your competition. We passing work off and everything like that. But Pipes, thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah,
I
for
do got to
sure.
get ready to wrap it up. But leaf removals, I hope that you feel like you got something from this. Pipes, before we let you go, is there anything you want to plug? And make sure you also definitely plug your channels and everything so people could
Yeah,
go.
yeah. You can check me out, the Landscape Giant, on YouTube. I'm at 499 subscribers. Let's get that over 500. Let's
He
swipe
should
it.
be over 500 before the end of this. If you haven't seen this thing, it's at the Landscape Giant. Go subscribe now if you're watching this live. See my boy's videos. Go ahead, keep going.
And if you want to come down to Equip, I hope I see you there. I will be front and center on day one, collecting my big check as the
Yeah, tell
grand
us
prize
about that.
winner. I'm the grand prize winner of the Landscape Shopping Spree giveaway through Equip. It's like I think they've done it maybe once before, but I'll be there. They're printing me out a big check. I'll be on getting some photos done. Be nice to meet everybody and just say hi to some people. Gives me an opportunity to get a little bit of a spotlight and maybe talk to a couple people that are kind of like outside my reach, and maybe spend some more time, ask some more hard pointing questions, get to that next level, and everything like that. But I hope I see everybody at Equip. If you have any questions about tree care, I can help point you in the right direction. The lawn care stuff, Max, your guy for that. I can help you with a couple of things. I can show you. I'm a geek on equipment, so if you see me at Equip, I'm probably chewing some engineers off on why the stop button's in the wrong spot, and he needs to send me one of those so I can tell him why it's in the wrong spot. And but everything like that. But yeah, we're gonna have fun and just keep out grinding. We're on the home stretch, everybody. You can do it. Now's not the time to give up. Make sure you get out of bed early. Make sure you get out to work. Make sure you keep grinding. Keep putting those yard signs out and just do a nice job. Before you know it, we'll be pushing snow. Well, you guys will be. I'll be skiing.
He'll be skiing snow. We'll
Yeah,
be
I'll
pushing
be
it.
skiing.
Oh man. Well, as you guys can see, I hope that you can see why I love my man Pipe so much and why I just want to continuously pour into him, even though he's a tall order and my man 7 feet tall, legit. And but he's awesome and he has a giving and helpful heart. Uh, I mean, he's a firefighter for goodness sakes, a volunteer. He goes in the
Volunteer, baby.
fires to help save other people for free. You got to have a heart for that, man. It's super warrior. So thank you for your service, Pipes, and thank you for coming and gracing
Always.
us with your presence again, man. As always, you already know how much I love you. So we'll see Pipes again soon. We out.
See you guys.
Peace. All right, man. Shout out to my homie Pipes. Let's give him a round of applause. He did a great job today on tonight's show. Listen, if you're still here and you've enjoyed the show, we will be doing another Winning Life online meetup this Thursday, which is September 25th. We're going to be talking about online marketing your business online. My homie Keith Kalfis is going to come through to talk to all of the group members about how to market better online. He has virtual assistants and all types of different ways to be marketing online. So we're going to get to learn some valuable things from him. If you're interested in that, do me a favor and head to my Instagram at Mack_landscaping412 and hit the link tree. There is a link in there for you to sign up. There is a small fee for the online meetups, but we also have a free Facebook group, which you can also get in as well if you're not up to the online Zoom meetups that we're currently doing. We already have members in there. It's filling up quick. So I hope to see you in there. Don't forget to sign up for the 2025 Win in Life meetup at Equip Expo and use code MAC50 whenever you get your Equip Expo registrations. October 22nd will be that meetup. 264 people there, and it is free. So sign up. I hope to see you down there. But now we got to get to the last shot. Today was a fire show. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoyed it. And like I said, if you're still here, that means you must really rock with the guy. All right. And I appreciate you. One of the ways you can show me that you enjoy the show is to head over to your favorite podcasting platforms and leave us a 5-star review. That's the best way to show people what they're going to get whenever they tune into the show. And I hope it is inspiration, motivation, education, so that you could go out there and win in life. And I hope that if you're watching currently, that you feel like this is helping you to win in your life in some way, shape, or form. Because if it ain't, what am I doing this for? But we got to get to the last shot. And we talked about it earlier, the evolution from when we started with rakes to where we're at now with leaf vacuums and dump trailers and all kind of great things. But sometimes you just got to start where you are. You just got to get the job done. You're not always going to have the perfect situation. You ain't always going to have the perfect equipment. Sometimes it's going to rain, sometimes it's going to snow. Sometimes people are going to call out on you and you're going to have to go out there and work this thing solo. That's okay. You just got to get the job done. We're working on making our dreams come true. And the only way to do that is to do some work. So do the work, just get the job done. And guess what? Just like our leaf removal has changed over the years and it has evolved, you will evolve too. Because anything that you do religiously over time, repetition, 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 you have no choice but to get better. And once you start getting better, once you even start, people will notice and they'll just be attracted to you. It's the law of attraction. We're attracted to people doing the same things as us because it makes us feel good. It gives us that community. So get started on what you're doing so we can all meet you, so your light can shine bright, so your confidence can get bigger and better, and you will get the jobs done and evolve into that winning life person that you want to be. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but success. Do me a favor, say some prayers for your boy as I will be traveling tomorrow. All right. But don't forget that the creator created you to be creative. So get out there, create whatever you want in your life because you deserve it. I'm out. Peace.